Oh, we're live. Look at that. The workshop. How's it going? Oh, get my head in the middle here. My name's Keller Reeves. This is episode 386 while I'm pouring a beer. Can you hear that? There we go. A little late on the topic here. Okay, so let's introduce this. Okay, here's what we got. We got a problem with Ryan's microphone. Ryan Schneider. He's from Hamilton. Is that right, Ryan? So he's gonna butt in as he can when he can talk, but his microphone's giving some feedback. So we're gonna have him in a mute, but no big deal. Let me just get this straight out. Holy cow! I've had a day, people. I've had a day. Izzy, you're from Seattle, right?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. So, and Ryan, of course, from Hamilton. Like I said, I'm from Chilliwack, British Columbia. My name is Keller Reeves. You can read that on the screen, actually, quite obviously, I'm sure. So far. What the workshop is, basically, you read in the little comment section. It's a group of comedians. We have some random topics given to us. Then we write and perform 3 to 5 minutes, and we try to make it funny on some random topics. And we have a lot of fun giving each other feedback and rips and everything afterwards. And we go through that round of random topics. And then the second round, we get to tell our own jokes. We get to try out some new stuff or some old stuff, or whatever we want to. It's a lot of fun, right? Couple announcements right away is that this is a comedy safe space. What that means, it's safe for the comedians and not for the audience. I want to warn you. We're here to have fun, though. We're here to laugh. We're here to joke. We're not trying to disturb things, but sometimes things come across wrong. We are just human beings, after all, right? So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, how's your guys' weekend? You guys feeling the heat as much as I am?
Man, I'm just now trying to come down off of stuff. I'm gonna have to diet for the next 3 months just to get off of all this food.
Yeah. Oh, the heat here has been atrocious. It's like,
And where are you in?
Chilliwack. I'm just north of you, right? So Chilliwack.
Oh, okay. You're in the state of Washington, because okay, got okay.
Beautiful British Columbia. That's what classified is. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Well, so it's in the it's in Canada.
Yeah, it's in Canada, just across the border. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be. It's a lot of fun. No, I'm not gonna tell the jokes. I get stuck in telling the jokes over to my. That's the problem with being in Chilliwack. When you're in a rural spot, people always introduce you as being from Chilliwack. This guy's from Chilliwack, and then you kind of feel like I have to address it all the time. I try to avoid it. But yeah, it's no big deal. So, how's Hamilton? Is it pretty hot there, Ryan, or what? The weather's good, or what? Lots of rain, or?
No, they heard you.
Sorry. We had a good heat wave, but today it just broke up, and I hope it lasts.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Well, the heat waves. Okay, well, here's what's gonna happen, guys. We're gonna go up and do our random topics, 3 to 5 minutes. Probably not gonna time anybody. There's only 3 of us. We should be able to go through it pretty quick. I'm gonna go first. That's what I like to do on the shows. I always like to go first to set up the pace for everybody else, so it's nice. Then we'll just go in order. So Ryan, you'll be second, then Izzy third, and then we'll in between we'll critique each other, give tips, give riffs, whatever we can, have fun with it. So I always treat this like a pitch room. We're just throwing ideas out there sometimes and trying to make it funny. So yeah. So okay, so I'm gonna go first. Okay. So listen, this next comedian is absolutely hilarious. Everybody loves him. He's probably the Queen's favorite comedian. Please put your hands together for Keller Reeves, everybody. Come on. Clap for me. Yes. That's right. Okay. Spilled beer all over my book. My subject, my topic for this week's workshop 386 is manscaping. And man, I wish I could escape from this subject right now because it's pretty awkward. The whole thing is like, it's like, I don't know. I feel pretty awkward, but like without looking it up, because I didn't want to look it up. I know there's a manscaping ad. I didn't want to look any of that stuff up because I knew if I looked it up, it'd be my algorithms. It'd be stuck in my algorithms for the rest of my life. And they'll be thinking, this guy needs to shave his pubes all the time. That's what I'd be seeing. And I feel very uncomfortable, so I didn't look it up. So here's what I do have. I made some euphemisms up on my own. They're just ones I may have heard over the years. Just ones I never looked up. So there's like clear cutting is one, bush burn. That's another one. Removing evidence from the crime scene. So cleaning the debris. That's weed. All those sound like strains of weed to me. That's pretty much what it was. It's I like okay. I find that it's such a personal subject that I have really awkward time talking about it, but I'm doing my best for it. So, um, but I do think, like, can't we just leave it up to imagination? Do I actually have to tell you if I clean do a clean sweep, or do I have to if I keep it hairy? I do have to explain that. I don't want to go through it all. I'd rather be a surprise. Surprise when I just yeah. I don't know how it'd be a surprise. I'm pretty, I'm not going to whip it out on TV here, but like like it's like asking personal things, like asking a lady how old they are, sort of thing, or like asking somebody to smell their feet. That's a little too personal, and how many times you've woken up in a ditch naked. That's a bit of a personal thing. It's yeah. This is I had a really tough time with this subject. One thing I will say, if you want to get personal, okay, I got to tell you one personal thing about myself is that I have a mole, a big mole on the inside of my inseam, right where my scrotum touches my leg. That's as far as I'm going with that. The personal thing you get out of me, and that's it. I'm not telling you the rest. Here's one thing I did know. I did know a girl in high school that actually couldn't grow pubes. That's what she told me that. I never saw it, but she was telling me how she could not grow pubes, and I was like, I wonder where she is now, because soon after that, that's when everybody started shaving. Okay, you know what? I can't go with this subject anymore, but thank you very much. That's my time. Woo! Oh, man, that was tough. So, what do you think, Ryan?
I think it is definitely always an awkward one to bring up. I've been targeted ads for it before, so I must have fucked up somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
I like that idea, being aware of the metadata collected on you.
Yeah. That actually just out of my mouth. I didn't write it down, but yeah. Thanks. How about you, Izzy? What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. The manscaping one, I thought maybe the premise of like to manscape in 2021 is way different than it used to be back when our grandparents were still were living. Our grandparents, granddaddy's idea of manscaping was maybe just making sure he had clean underwear.
Yeah.
That was manscaping. That was,
humans are at their cleanest these days.
Huh?
We're at our cleanest these days.
Right.
I never thought about that. It is funny, because that's why people have done it back in the past, is to get rid of like lice or like crabs or something like that. If you think about
right. Manscaping back in the day was just having granddaddy not eat beans at the dinner table because they messed up the whole family function.
Yeah.
That was manscaping. So yeah, I thought definitely the concept of the manscaping is cool. I like maybe a tag to add on the cleaning the debris. Cleaning the debris, especially the hard, especially after Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, throw some things in there. Yeah, I had a real hard time with this subject. I was like going back and forth.
Right, but even like you could really turn it into a bit if you took it and just talked about what is manscaping today versus how it was, back in the day.
Yeah, I never thought about that actually.
Why isn't there a single emoji for manscaping yet? You have to get really creative with two to get your idea across.
It's called a potato peeler. That's the. We got some Facebook users. I forgot to mention Facebook users. If you want to write something down, I will post it. This one person says, "Yo, was that deeper voice or lighter voice? I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl." And shit,
Look, that was.
I don't know what that means. The 90s, maybe plural. Well, thank you for watching and contributing, person. Yeah. Oh, that was a tough one for me. Is there anything else, guys, with that one? Weak.
Maybe the aisles of manscaping are now bigger than the women's aisle. Like, who has more care down there? Women or men? I don't know. It's
yeah. Well, women can use color razors, right? So maybe.
Right.
I've never even thought about it. Oh, here we go. Here's one here. Yeah, manscaping wasn't cool until after the 90s. Yeah.
Bag.
Yeah, it's
bag.
being my age.
You know
I
what
never
I'm saying?
that made me so uncomfortable. And this one is like, wow, that's a little personal. That's a little problem for me.
Right.
Anyways, thank you guys for the input and everything else. I probably will never talk about this ever again. So, oh, here we go. I'm a comic too. Well, thank you. Okay, let's move on here because I want to forget about that part. So, and the best thing about this show is that you get to redeem yourself with your own comedy later on. So whatever you're going with, you want to rate. So we get to redeem anything here, and I don't feel as bad. So let's move on. Okay, this next comedian has a great, a good vibe behind him, a very good sound quality. He's like a real, everything's behind him all the time. A lot of support. Please put your hands together for Ryan Schneider, everybody.
Hello, I hope I'm coming through all right for you.
Great.
It's working?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm really glad I got randomly assigned the topic hunting grounds. I don't know where they could have gotten that idea from. It's a good topic for me because a lot of the people I encounter tell me to please not follow them. So it's really made me develop my own philosophies, which are incoherent, so I'm going to talk about something else. A hunting ground is an ancient way of referring to the grocery store. People have the mistaken conception that Canadians don't have firearms, or that guns are exceptionally difficult to get in Canada, and that's not true. There's really just 3 rules. You pass a course on handling, transporting, and storing firearms safely. You get a background check, and you don't name your gun after your ex. Now, which of those 3 you find most difficult says a lot about you as a person. My rose bush outside is an apex predator. I'm certain it's higher in the food chain than me. Having it in the garden is making myself its prey, and I need to protect myself around it. My heart is seized by the spectral beauty of the verboten, but perhaps I'm cooking it wrong. Such tart heartburn. Throughout history, much more of outside was considered hunting grounds than today. The strategy of my people was to remain as unremarkable as possible, so to not be hunted. These days, you need to have your own gun, though, to protect yourself, even though she still has custody of the kids. That's my time on hunting grounds.
Hey, Ryan Schneider.
Yeah.
Hey. Way to go. What do you think, Izzy?
I liked it. I was just hold on a second. Let me write. After you go up, and I'm gonna write this. Hold on a second. Okay. Well, let me see. So I liked it. The another tag that I think would be cool. Would be where you talk about the 3 Canadian gun rules. I thought it'd be cool. Like, hey, my ex-girlfriend named the gun after me because she said it because it couldn't shoot properly.
That's a good one.
And maybe I named a gun after her because I figured it wasn't built properly.
Yeah. Oh, here's one here from the Facebook user. Never hit the target.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that's right.
there's a target there. Yeah, good line. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Izzy.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I said.
Oh no, you're good. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I actually liked a lot of your stuff. It's pretty funny. The ancient way of grocery shopping. I like that kind of thought pattern. I also have guns, so I also have a license and PAL and everything else. So I did don't name after your ex is pretty funny to me. That's a great line. So one thing I was thinking about hunting grounds was like it reminded me of someone spilling their like their coffee grinder full of weed on the carpet, where there's I don't know. I just maybe think of hunting grounds. Cheesy, I guess. But yeah, it's been a long night. But yeah, I didn't have a lot for you, but I think you did pretty good. That was a good job, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Here we go. We got another Facebook user. He seems to be on the ball. Bullseye. I seem to only hit the brown one. Sorry, this. Okay. No worries, buddy. It's okay to spam it. We like it. So.
I'm often accused of liking and seeking butt stuff.
Okay.
On which I will neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. On the I don't think I'm going to tag on that part, but yeah, I want to. I just had to hold back there. Yeah. No, I think it's good too. That hunting grounds is kind of fun, but it's also like a dull subject in a way, right? It's hard to go with.
The clothing is warm for those on the podcast. I'm decked out in the orange reversible.
I was about to ask you if you're doing that. You did that for the show, eh?
Oh yeah. I'm a piece of shit prop comic. Oh, I forgot one too. I was gonna have this guy there. I was gonna be like, a long time ago, people hunted with swords, but that was stupid, and then they started throwing shit.
I say we need more props out of you next time, Ryan. Many more props. So I'd like to see more of those. So yeah. Hey, so way to go, Ryan. Another round of applause for Ryan. Here we go. Woo! Okay, awesome. Okay, we're gonna move on. Our next comedian is all the way from Seattle. Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Seattle. Mm-hmm. Please give him a warm welcome. Put your hands together for Izzy, everybody.
Woo! All right. I'm gonna try some new stuff. It's kind of like this is like sex after 35. It might or might not work tonight. I don't know. We're gonna see. And it's gonna do it. So my word that I had was inventions. And so, the invention of Facebook was the thing that I thought about the most because, what made Mark Zuckerberg think of Facebook to invent? I thought maybe randomly he was just smoking weed and said, you know what? Let me think of a way to see all the faces of my exes that I can chase without getting a restraining order. How can I do that? Facebook, so I can chase them bitches. I can know where they at. That's Facebook. There we go. And then he had his mama who needed a way to do to instead of doing the neighborhood watch. Now she has a way to check what all her neighbors is doing with the click of a button. Perfect. Now we have Facebook. And then I wondered, who thought of a dildo? Who thought of a dildo? It wasn't just some random woman that looked at a cucumber and said, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let me put this here. Aha, wait a minute. I got another way to toss my salad. You know what I'm saying? And then UFOs. You see everybody's getting abducted by UFOs. Now, I don't never see no black people from the hood getting caught up with no UFO. I don't see nobody else. Who thought of a UFO? A random plate to just pick people up. You notice the UFOs, they don't never pick up big people. They always pick up skinny people in the UFO. I guess the UFOs, aliens, they ain't got that much energy to pick up Shirley. They say, no, they good. Shirley can stay where she at, But who thought of a UFO? Was it a random plate in the air? Someone was holding a plate for food, and maybe they had a light or something like that, and they were just playing. It's oh, wait a minute, maybe this can pick up people. Let's see. And then with toothpicks, I imagine it was some bitter woman that was her dude had the smallest dick in the world, and she said she used that little dick to clean her teeth, and she said, "You know what? Let me get a toothpick. I'm gonna make up a toothpick. That's my invention." I thought of it. So, all right, that's my time. That's what I got.
Hey, easy everybody. I'm sorry, I missed what the topic was. What was it?
Inventions.
Right. Yeah, I want to write that down because I was I did like your Facebook invention stuff. To invent the reason for it and everything. I think it's always a fun thing to do. I get because he basically created a new way of stalking people. That's what I was
Big fag.
You know, that's what made me think about it when you're saying that. So it's kind of funny, right? It's like, oh, I can't get a girl, so let's just, let's have them all send pictures to me.
It's only a step behind like sending your drone through the neighborhood to check out what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is from Snim, Ryan Sim. There's a weight limit for fat people, but they always seem to pick up rednecks regardless. There we go. It's always fun. What'd you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I thought it was good. That's you can go a lot of ways with inventions.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
sorry, I just cut out for a second.
No worries. Yeah, the toothpick thing was a bit different too, with the needle dick stuff, what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I never thought a person would do that. Well, he's got a small dick. Let's use it for my teeth. But it's just, I don't know if I've ever relate that before, but it is funny. It is.
A lot of visual stuff you had in there.
Yeah, I like that stuff too. I like having my mind taken.
Make sure the imagination's still working.
Yes, indeed.
I was busy writing things down. You went toothpick, and what was the one in between that you had to do? We were talking about aliens at the time too, right? So that's the fat people thing to pull up. Yeah, it's weird. They didn't. Fat people are too lazy to get off the couch to go outside and get caught by. That's the thing. Like you see all the skinny people, they're out driving late at night, and breaking down and get or whatever, however that happens. But, yeah, fat people, they don't leave the food. They're not getting outside without their chicken coming out with them or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
You can go so many different ways with that. It's pretty funny.
Well, the tractor beams God uses in the Rapture can pull you through a ceiling. Maybe the UFOs get that too.
Yeah.
The more expensive ships have that feature.
Yeah. You think with a fat person, instead of pulling the person up in the air, you see those tractor beams, it just come down and just go and open the door and just
just let them slide.
I'll come down. I'll come get you.
I'm telling you that this accessible ramp to the.
That's definitely better than like the Dr. Octopus like claw arm extending and grabbing you and yoinking you up.
For real.
Yeah, the alien jaws of life. We're getting a lot of guys typing here, so it's good. Aliens are coming out more because even all the healthy people were staying indoors. That's why we see them more. Okay. Alien jaws of life. That's yeah. It'd be funny to have their tractor beam as they come down. They have a little like handrail because they're too like old, fat, and to get up, they need help or whatever it is. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty funny though. I do like what you did. So
thank you.
Yeah, Ryan, do you have anything else? Did I cut you off?
No, that was all I got down.
Okay, cool. Well, another round of applause for Izzy, everybody. Way to go. Woo. Wow, we're burning today. That's a quick one. I've never gone so quick. So let's slow this down a tad.
That's what she said. No, I'm just playing.
Slow this down a tad. Okay.
I need to do like a musical interlude to.
Right.
That's how you get a whole night of podcasting.
Here's a part of the show I like to call Keller chugs a Guinness. Okay. Okay.
Oh my god, you just gave me a tummy ache.
Anyways, okay, this is the part of the show where we do our own stuff. And I'm pretty tired. So let's do this. It's me. I think I'm going to do a little bit more than I was planning to do. So let's do this. Oh, here we go. Or it's Keller's wife. Okay, these guys are just yapping at me. Okay, keep busting my balls, guys. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to do my own thing here. Okay. Oh, we lost Izzy. Oh, no. He'll come back. I have Ryan, do you have a hard time dealing with assholes?
Yeah, they're abundant.
Yeah, I have a real hard time dealing with them. I don't know how to talk to them very well. I don't know how to deal with them, but one thing I really like this. I like how Pingu deals with things. Do you know what Pingu is, Ryan? Yeah. So people out there don't know what Pingu is. He's a claymation penguin from a kids show. Basically, it's like little shorts. Being,
All right, Case. I don't know what happened.
no, it's okay. Hey, yeah, I was just talking about Pingu. You know what Pingu is he? He's a little claymation kids show that has a little claymation penguins.
Mhm.
Right, so there's no English or anything. It's just a lot of gabbering. But
Newton.
yeah. So I was talking about how I like how they deal with like frustrations of people or like their other frustrations with each other. And one thing's interesting, like the Pingu, he has a sister named Pinga. It's another penguin, right? And Bobby the seal, and they're all buddies, and they slide down hills on their bellies and go fishing. They have a great time building igloos. It's like they have a lot of things of really just cooperation, basically.
Mhm.
When they get mad at each other, like this is what I just want to deal with people the same way in life that Pingu deals with, like in frustrations, right? And what Pingu does when he gets really mad at them, he just looks him right in the face and goes, then slaps him with a fish. That's really what I want to do. I really want to do that to my boss. That's what I'm saying. I want to, anybody that frustrates me, I want to just deal with Pingu that way. It's yeah. This next joke I'm going to do anyways, but I want to try it differently. So I lost a lot of weight a while ago, and Ron, I know I don't look thin, but I have lost at least 80 pounds, right? I mean, I'm not as I'm not as fat as I was, but I was once fatter. So yeah, but this light, it's like, whew. Anyways, I lost like 8 pounds, and like the thing is about like my friend was teasing me about it. He goes, "Hey Keller, you can be part of the itty bitty titty committee now." And I was like, "Oh, that's completely shitty because I'm way too busy part of another committee, man. I don't have the time." He's like, "Well, not to be nitpicky, but you're not just part of the itty bitty titty committee. You're not so busty trustee in the itty bitty titty committee." I was like, "Oh, that's completely shitty because I just don't have time to run another committee, let alone be part of another committee. Like I'm already part of the anxiety caused by sobriety society. That takes a lot of my time. Okay, a lot of worrisome things, and then I'm also part of the I'm part of the All Girls Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Mules. It's yeah, it's a special kind of group. It used to be called the All Girls Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Murals and Caricatures, but they decided to shorten it a bit because it just was a bit confusing. They didn't want to keep going. They said, like, we just got to make it more streamlined and make it easier for everybody to understand. So they said, okay, we'll just keep it to the, All Girls Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Murals, and that's it. Okay, they still include the caricaturists, but they just, they still really push for young, strong female characterists, squirrel characterists to come. Okay, what I'm saying is I'm way too busy part of another committee. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. One time, this guy tried to rob me. He was like, "Hey, give me all your money," and I was like, "No, you give me all your money." He's like, "No, you give me all your money." I was like, "No, you give me all your money." He's like, "No, you give me all your money." I was like, "No, you give me all your money," and then he did. And yeah, nobody ever tried that before. Just being more aggro than the other guy. It actually worked out in favor. So, anyways, here's a fun fact for you. If you don't know this, I don't know if you guys know this, but that was here reading about England because when they came over, they wanted to know the accents of colonists when they first came over, the English accent and everything, how it changed and how they went different ways. And one thing about England was in the 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s, the elite wanted to sound different. And we're seeing this in our society now. They want to sound different. They want to talk different than the dregs of society, the bottom rung dregs of society. And so they started making the language a little more pompous, a little more nicely, a little softer. And then everybody else started following suit. But like in the 16, 17, 1800s, the English accent actually sounded more like the Boston accent. That's what it was more clearly like. And I like to think about all those wasted Roman movies that weren't done with a Boston accent. Like, "Hey, Spartacus. Hey, I'm Spartacus. I'm a wicked tough gladiator, kid. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Hey, Crixus, you're a wicked tough gladiator. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Why don't we take on Rome together?" Anyways, I can't do accents, but that's what I like to imagine that way. Hey, how far back does air quotes go back? Air quotes? Like I think of history, like how far back it goes. Is there some kind of like caveman named Grug out there that was like being described as a real knuckle dragger? But he's real by his dad, his grandfather, whatever it is. I screwed that joke up. I like to imagine like every time someone air quotes, I imagine like a T-Rex. There's always like air quoting, their elbows go in. It's a thing you do. Like that's why. Like whenever it does wide arm air quotes, they're always like in tight like air quotes. So, anyways, that's the way I'm going with that. Let me flip back to this as I try to stall more time. I got a new joke I want to try. I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. You're gonna have to just wait a second while I open my notes. Of course. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. As I'm unprofessional and tried and everything way it goes. My notes are frozen. So here we go. There we go. The pressure on me today. I stayed up super late last night. Okay, I wish here's what I'm gonna close on. I wish I had the confidence of a older black lady who is arguing something she already knows she's wrong about. That's she just won't give in. I wish I had that confidence. So that's pretty much my new joke. So, anyways, thank you guys very much. That's all I got. What do you think, Ryan?
I really like the Pingu reference.
Yeah.
So, some of the Newton, the noises they make is always good.
I always forget about that. Yeah.
It's like a hong. Newt.
Yeah.
When you talked about the itty bitty titty committee, it sounded like you said nitpicking when your friend was being nitpicky.
Oh yeah.
And if it wasn't nitpicky, it should be.
I did say nitpicky actually.
Okay, yeah, okay, I caught that then.
Yeah.
I like the wordplay on the long committee names is good. That like, and you hit a couple that were all really good and they built up well.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I want to try it differently in my second day where see if it worked, moved up.
And some of the committees seemed like squirrels were coming up a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Just rhyming with. I was trying to find things to rhyme with other things like committees, and bureau was one. Like, how do you do bureau? So it's like Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Murals, I guess. It just
I love that shit. That reminds me of like Colbert.
Yeah. Okay.
You could say something like, though, looking into it, I have an almost dog-like obsession with squirrels. Maybe I should get that diagnosed.
Yeah, that's good.
And then one last one I had was, don't let the air quotes make you think that what I'm saying carries no weight.
Yeah, that's funny too. Yeah, the air quotes a new one. I'm trying to figure out. Excuse me. What do you think, Izzy?
I liked it. The last part. I caught half of it because my screen. I don't know if it was y'all or me, or I think it was me. I don't know. I didn't pay my bill, so I can't be them trying to cut it off. So, I liked it. I think that the last bit where you talked about, nothing is more stubborn than a black woman that's talking and that I already know she's wrong. And, be like, listen, Hattie Mae, the store policy says no returns.
Yeah.
Having as many store policies that fit on the walls is good.
Right.
Yeah.
And just maybe kind of broaden it, and maybe like you as a customer service person, having to get off your lunch break to basically read the store policy that was on the wall that she actually passed by, and her behind is blocking the policy that's on the wall. That's the. But I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It's funny. It's like when you do this so much, I can't remember what I did last week all the time. I know I got my notes and everything, so it's funny. I think you've heard a couple of those ones a couple times.
Yeah, the itty bitty titty committee one. That's you always did that one, so, and I like that one. Yeah.
It's funny because I don't think I don't do it unless for some reason I'm doing it when you're around. I don't look who's on it, and I realized when I started doing it, I was like, man, I think you've seen it every time I do it. Like we get matched up every time. I'm like, because I'm trying to work it out differently or kind of combine it some way or make it more smooth.
Right.
It's like, yeah. So I'll guarantee not do it next time for you, just because I think you've heard it a couple times. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. No, thank you.
But look, but one thing about comedy is that if you listen to folks, you typically hear the same jokes. Of course, people will add their own flavor and add their different things, but for the most part, you end up hearing the same stuff from people. So so it's not everyone does the same thing. So
yeah. No, everybody's got kind of unfortunately the similar thing because we watch all the same TV shows. And that influences everything. We don't have a lot of variety in our life. People aren't reading different books. They're always like reading whatever's on Oprah's book club is what we're reading, and everybody else is fuck them. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like having similar thoughts is because we all go and we're all experiencing the same things in some ways. So, but yeah,
right,
yeah. So it was thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. Another round of applause for me because I love applauses. There we go. Okay, no timer again. This next comedian performed admirably earlier on, and I want you to put your hands together, for the Hamilton's greatest comedian, probably the greatest ever to come out of Hamilton. Next to Norm Macdonald, I think he's from Hamilton. But hey, put your hands together for Ryan Snyder, everybody.
Wow, that's some horn tooting. All right. This is I'm very cheap. My friends got married, and you have to get them a nice card. So I was like, well, I can do that. Hallmark is a very well-known company that, distributes millions of greeting cards around the world for all reasons, but I can do that in like an afternoon. I came up with a couple drafts for, the most beautiful words they can hear that come folded around the exact amount of money I estimated my plate of dinner cost. $70 is a wedding gift if you're hurting. It's like thank you for letting me be here, but I got those mashed potatoes and that like 2-inch wide steak covered. It was great. But so here are a couple drafts that I came up with for my card. So the cover says 1 man and 1 woman. And so the inside card, I went through a handful before I found something that seemed right for the occasion. So 1 man and 1 woman. Let that sink in. 1 man and 1 woman. That will be sufficient. 1 man and 1 woman. How complimentary. 1 man and 1 woman. Certified not gay. 1 man and 1 woman. Wicked combo. 1 man and 1 woman. Them's the rules. And 1 man and 1 woman. Whatever rings your finger. What else do we got here? My roommate's got some cats, and they can be the worst. They're always getting hair on my goddamn beanbag chair. And so then I'm forced to vacuum my beanbag, which is not a euphemism for manscaping. I'm being completely literal here, even though it involves removing all the hairs from that giant brown sack. Anyway, as quick as I am to get angry and yell at these cats, and I am, I'm so easy to forgive them. They're such affectionate showing animals. You scratch them on the head a little bit, behind the ear, trace down their spine, and then I'm worried they're getting a little bit too into it. I have to remind them, hey, you're in the pet zone, buddy. For as long as your hair is an uncalled for secret ingredient in everything I cook, I could never love you in that way. I had a woman come up to me after a show and tell me that joke about the cat was disgusting, and I said, were you even listening? It's about not having sex with cats. Reading comprehension, eh? One time I was waiting behind my brother for the bathroom, and he took, I counted, it was over a 3.5 minute piss. As the person waiting for the bathroom, I was pissed off, but he was weirdly proud, and he's like, I have a very mighty bladder. And I told him, no, you just have a narrow urethra. There's the sorts of things that run in the family, obviously. Yeah, I'll pull a real old one out of the bag. So there's one thing on the internet, and the internet does love coming together in a consensus on an issue. One thing that still hasn't been decided is if you call it a PM or a DM. You know, a private message or a direct message. Different apps all do it the one way or the other, right? It's like a civil war of acronyms. But I mean, private message is kind of an exaggeration given what we know the NSA does with our information. So I don't. But direct message, call me a millennial, but that sounds a little aggressive to me. I know what I want in a woman. I'm young, and I find myself lucky that I know exactly what I'm looking for. I need a woman with thick lips, wide hips, and an affinity for kettle-cooked chips. She has to be, I'm just saying, she has to be sturdy, right, guys? Sturdy to me is like equally capable of playing Santa Claus for the kids at Christmas. You know? My kids are going to be little detectives, and they'd be able to figure it out way too quick if I was never in the same room as Santa. So you got to do the old costume swap to keep these kids, you know, good and lied to.
Yeah.
I can find another minute here. The best day in my life was when I found out that they had a bulk food section at my local grocery hole, or as I call it, Fortino's. Oh, that's a regional joke, damn it. You guys might not have Fortino's. That's what's tricky about these.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, you know what a bulk food section is, right? Also known as the bag it and tag it section.
Yeah.
I found out you could buy brown gravy mix there, you know? This was a game changer for me. So, but the incredible part is when I got to the cash register, you know, I plopped down my bag of brownish beige powder worth its weight in brown gravy mix. She scaled it up for me, and I had scooped out exactly $5 worth of brown gravy mix. Isn't that incredible? So let's see if there's any math geniuses here. At $1.68 per 100 grams, how much bulk gravy mix did I get for $5? The answer is one serving. It was good. It was good. Anyway, some might say it was a slightly awkward moment when the cashier asked me if it would be card or cash, and I waited 45 seconds before saying, "Would you look at that?" Made a long line behind me that day. I had to go to the doctor after, and he gave me a blood brown gravy content test, you know, and he was very disturbed. He told me the results were thickening. All right, that's all I got for tonight.
Hey, Ryan, everybody. I liked it, Ryan. It was funny, you know?
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, you had a lot of good lines in there. You want to start, Izzy?
Yeah, I liked it all around. You know, the roommate has cats. She said maybe you know, the roommate has. Yeah, I thought that was a good bit. I don't even know what to add to it. I'm trying to think. It'll come to me later.
Yeah, I like that too, like the beanbag thing. It was a good callback for the manscaping for sure. So,
Lucky I happen to have that as part of the joke already, but it's funny.
I liked your $70 present versus the meal, the wedding meal. And that was a pretty funny. Yeah, how'd you think that? Izzy, you like that part too?
I did.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have more?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, in the pet zone was a good line. You know, I think it was lost a bit, almost like, you know, it was like a build up where just almost you lost it, but it was funny. You know, I never would have remembered it unless I put it down. No offense.
I love burying nuggets. You know, the dream is for the joke to be funny a second time, right?
Yeah, true enough. I like the narrow urethra thing too. That was funny. And like you said,
yes, that was good.
I think you could taunt him a little more. Like, yeah, just try and stick a Q-tip up there. You know, right? Like,
I used to have a tag about, and I got in there, and he definitely had power washed the porcelain.
yeah. You're the girl. You're like a sturdy girl. To would you say to pretend you were Santa? How do you do Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that whole thing because you did that Pokeroo thing too, right? I don't know if you remember Pokeroo, but that was a kid show when I was a little kid. Everybody knows it. It's anyways, don't want to go into it. But I liked it too because you're like, yeah, keep the kids good and lied to. That was a good. That's a funny line. That's really good. So, and I like how you kind of build up and then you hit everybody with like weird angles. So it's pretty cool. Like the gravy one was it's an awesome thing. I really liked it. Hitting that. I think some ways you can kind of jump into it. I went to those bulk sections. You can probably cut down the start a bit more if you wanted to make it quicker. But it's I like the whole thing. I mean, I can't really complain about these. The one serving is another great joke. So yeah, way to go on that. So good job. So yeah. So another round of applause for Ryan, everybody. Way to go.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, Izzy, you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Let me do a nice intro for you.
Okay. Now I'm gonna try to do. I have a show coming up, so I'm gonna try some new stuff. So I may take a little bit of time since only 3 of us. It shouldn't be too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no problem at all. Let me do an intro though, okay? Because this other comedian named Dan Brennan gave me shit about my intros, so I always have to, build up and give good intros. That's always my plan because this guy motivated me from the sludges of life. I have to get it out of here because he shamed me. He really shamed me. So okay, listen, this next comedian, he's been all over Seattle. He's like very popular. A lot of people like him. Yeah, I enjoy everything he does so far. He's a great funny comedian. Please put your warm hands together, like those warm heated hands put together and say, "If we're Izzy, everybody, hey!"
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel nervous like Oprah in a Slim Fast competition. Just don't know how this gonna work. We're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I had recently. I just had a friend. This performance gonna be in a tribute to him. Recently just passed away. So that was a couple of weeks ago. But I'm not upset about him dying. I'm upset about the fact that he died with my money in his hand. Like he didn't pay back my money. So I'm like, you could have died after you gave me my money. So how inconsiderate if you'd have died and you owe me money. See, I don't know what are people that owe you money. They always want to die on you. Like people that pay you back, they live a long time. I don't know what it is. I was at the funeral just crying, Lord, take me with him, take me with him, take me with him. I was finna jump in there to get my money. I was finna go to heaven and talk to Jesus to get my money back. $20 is $20 still. I'm just saying. But everyone looks good out here. It's definitely been I'm saying this not to y'all two, but just in case if I had a bigger audience, what I'd be saying. So yeah, everyone looks good out here. It's definitely been interesting to have shows now. I'm glad to see everybody. I had a Zoom show about a couple of weeks ago, and I had a Zoom show, and everybody was looking ugly as a motherfucker. So I had to turn off the damn screen. I was like, good Lord, oh my God. I just, ugly people don't never have no damn filters. I was like, shit. I just like, can ugly people put on some type of filter? Like, what are we talking about here? This is just ridiculous. And then ugly people, I have quite a few ugly friends because I don't know what it is about ugly people. Like they feel comfortable around me. I don't know what it is. Like I have this one ugly friend. He want to have kids, and I was like, why would you want to have kids? You don't have to have kids. It's okay. It's okay. Abortion is still legal. It's okay. You don't have to have kids. It's okay. And he was just like, man, I'm gonna have this kid. And I was like, why would you want a sequel to this horror movie you got going on here? Like, why would you want that? Like, it's okay. It's okay. And then he showed me a picture of his daughter, talking about she's precious. And he said, do you want to see a picture? I was like, you know what? I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. You ain't got to tell. You ain't got to show me. It's okay. It's okay. I believe she's precious. A precious monster. Just ridiculous. Precious, scary movie. Being over 35 has been interesting now. Being 35 and up, it's definitely been, your body goes through changes. And so now, you know, I done lost some of my hair. I'm still got this little wave cap on. Y'all can't see it, but you know, my hair is truly black because it don't even give me a 2 weeks notice. It just kind of just walks off the job. Like, bitch, where you going? Like, you just walking off. You ain't letting me know nothing. I just try to wave my hair a certain way and just wave off the fucking just keep going. I was like, golly, shoot. And, you know, being over 35, you know, people like, oh man, you know, about sex and stuff like that. You know, I wish people would be honest about sex. Like, sex after 35, you know, this one girl called me and she was like, look, girl, boy, I'm gonna rock your world. I said, that's a threat. No. I don't need no rocking nothing. I need just sway it, just nice sway. See, rocking your world gives you heart attacks. Rocking your world gives you strokes. No. I just need to sway me enough to go to sleep in 5 minutes. That's all. I'm good with that. I'm okay. You ain't got to do more than that. I'm good. And then, you know, being older, you know, my mother had me, she was about 1,000 years old. Like, she was about, you know, she made Lunchables for Moses. She was so old. So, you know, she had me. And so, you know, we never played like I never had like a teenage parent. You know, some folks, they have them little, you know, your mama was like 15 when she had you, so y'all like siblings. We never had that relationship, you know. So, you know, she was so old that, you know, games that I would play with her as a kid was like hide and go find the mailbox, you know, go find the bill collectors that I need to talk to, you know, go pick up that phone right there. You know, it was hide and go find the cigarettes that I need to smoke. That was games we played. That was games we played. We didn't play stuff like that. You know, it's just, and then now she's turned 100 and now she's on Facebook. So I'm just like, Lord, this is torture. Like, if the police ever stop me and lock me up and say, look, if you don't tell us what we want to know, we're going to make you teach your mom Facebook. I'm like, you know what? Whatever you want to know, I'm telling it. I'm telling the whole thing. Because teaching old people how to do Facebook is it should be a hate crime. It is the worst thing in the world because they get on Facebook. They don't know where nothing is. They never know their password. And their password is always like, I know it's in there. Okay, mama, hand me the phone. Okay, what's the key to getting your phone? I don't know it. Well, how are we gonna get your password? I don't know. Lord, her password will be stuff like, you know, she still have an AOL account we still trying to get rid of. Like, she still got, you know, something at AOL.com. And so she get like, I'm like, look, let's get you a Gmail. Don't nobody use AOL, but don't nobody use AOL, but drug dealers at this point. Who uses AOL email? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, nobody uses it. So yeah, so we working it. She reported my page about 10 times because she thought she was adding me as a friend, but she done got my whole page shut down. I'm on my 5th page on Facebook because she shut me down all these times. But, you know, Seattle has been interesting to be in. You know, I'm from Texas, and Seattle has been an interesting city to be in. And so, you know, Seattle's been is different. You know, the food in Seattle is just ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's just the worst of the worst. Like, it's like I can see why people commit suicide in Seattle. I really can see how it happened. I used to wonder, you know, why the suicide rate so high? I see now how they could do it. Like, this is just like, I see why people are sleepless in Seattle. Like, I see now how it happened. Like, this is just ridiculous. You know, I'm used to heart attack inducing food. Like, that's what I'm used to. But this food, no. I mean, you ain't got no choice but to live a long time in Seattle because you just ain't shit else to do. You know what I'm saying? And even, you know, people in Seattle, I'm from the South, and so folks in Seattle are like very like, you know, people down south. You go be down south for 3 days and be invited to 10 funerals, 4 bar mitzvahs, and 2 quinceañeras. You can be in Seattle for 30 years, and your mama will walk past you and be like, "Do I know you?" You're like, "Yeah, from your womb." What do you mean? You know, I mean, I don't know what's going on. And even the thugs in Seattle are different. You know, a thug in Seattle, you know, they don't drive a regular thug drug dealer car. They drive a Prius. Like you say, are you saving money for bullets or something? What you doing here? Like, shit, this is terrible. This is terrible. But you know, I have to tell you something really sad. Really sad. I don't tell nobody. But my dad was on drugs, right? Okay, he was a crackhead, but I mean, I didn't even know he was on here. I didn't even know he was a crackhead. Like he was you know, I always wondered why my mother would tell me stuff like, "Take your toys with you." I'm like, "What you mean, take my toys with me?" So I'm in every room taking all my toys with me and stuff. You know, don't leave nothing in front of them. I said, "What you mean, don't leave nothing in front of them?" You know, and dads are just, you know, crackheads are the best parents. I'm telling you, like he would throw me in the air and just. And I'd be in damn on the moon and shit. Cause crackheads have the most, they are so strong. They can do anything. And see, he was so skinny. If he played hide and go seek, he could hide behind a mic just like this. And your ass wouldn't see him for shit. He would really hide. He would just be gone. It would just be ridiculous. But you know, women live a long time. Women live a long time. Let me tell you why. It's my last joke. Women live a long time. The reason why women live a long time, because women have good friends. They have the best friends. Like I seen this Facebook post. This girl said, she was on Facebook. She said, I'm going to my mother's grave. And hashtag sad, hashtag grieving. And another woman got on the line and she said, "Girl, when you go down there next time, you call me. I'll be there." I could never, ever call one of my homeboys like Carl and say, "Hey man, hey, can you come to my mother's grave with me? Like I'm grieving." The call would be like this. "Hey, what's going on, Carl? How you doing, man?" He said, "Okay. Yeah, how you doing?" "Good, good, good." "Well, man, Carl." He said, "You okay?" "Wait a minute. I think the phone messing up." The phone, like I'm trying to grieve and cry in the phone. He just, wait a minute. "You okay?" "Yeah, man, would you come to my mama's gravesite with me?" Is there holes up there?" "What you mean is there holes up there?" I mean, he said, is there alcohol up there?" I said, "What you mean? It's a gravesite." It said, "What the hoes looking like up there? What they thinking about?" I said, "What you mean what they thinking about? It's just terrible. They're just part of the wretched." See, I could never do that. Like women, they cry, they get on the phone like, "Girl, I'm grieving over Scott. He left me." And her friend would get on the phone like, "Girl, I'm coming right now. I got the tissue. I'm coming to your house. We're gonna talk about it." If I called my friend Carl and said, "Look, man, I'm grieving over Teresa," and I started crying, he said, "Man, you sound like you got COVID. I'll call you back." Just the wretched, just terrible. Anyway, that's all my time.
Hey, oh, Izzy. Right at the I like that thing you're talking about, the grieving stuff. It's funny, but right away the first thing that came to my mind was like instead of that COVID thing was going like when you're crying like, "Oh," he goes, "Okay, you're out of the football pool. That's it. I'm not having no crybabies on my football pool." You can take it some direction that way, but yeah, it's pretty funny. How about you, Ryan? Do you got a lot of input for him?
Yeah, I almost filled a page. I think your opening bit was kind of like Oprah at a bathing suit contest.
No, Slim Fast contest. Well, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oprah. I'm sorry. Oprah in a yeah, Oprah in a Slim Fast contest. Yeah, and Slim Fast competition. Just don't know how it's gonna go.
Okay, I wrote Oprah would slay at a bathing suit contest. Remember, she's got all that money.
Right.
Ryan, you might write that down too. I wrote that down too for him. So, hey, yeah, that Oprah joke you did say at a Slim Fast contest. So I was thinking myself the same thing he did was, but I changed the joke because I think you said awkward. You're like as awkward as Oprah. Is that the word you
Yeah,
used?
I felt nervous as Oprah in a Slim Fast competition.
Yeah. So what I wrote down was like, I feel nervous as Oprah, making eye contact with Weight Watchers while standing beside Slim Fast.
Oh.
Just it caught my mind that way. Sorry to interrupt you, Ryan, but
No problem. For the Zoom show, something a line like "Ugly people have a social responsibility to have a low resolution camera." I like the precious like a monster, and I wrote down precious like a disaster because they don't happen that often. It's unique
Right.
and special, just not the good kind. When you said, oh sorry, I couldn't even read my own writing. When you're talking about sex after 35, it's got to be just some swaying. And I wrote down, get me off quickly and quietly, and please don't make a mess. And for the vulnerable, or like the old people getting on Facebook, it's like they're the ones who the Russian bots are all like hacking their accounts and lying to them. When you say you're on your 5th account, you could throw in, I'm not here to talk about the other reasons I was bad. A little bit of mystery. And you're talking about the suicide in Seattle. That was a good bit. You can like grunge music makes perfect sense. It's they're just melodic reviews of the food. Ugh. And I like that your buddy was like assuming. Sorry, you were at the gravesite. What? But he's like, it's a funeral. Is there girls there? Is this a party? That's the first thing he's thinking of. Let's get lit for this. Let's find some women. But yeah, I liked it overall. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of the same kind of notes as Ryan there. Yeah. The precious thing when you talk about that was like I wrote down precious waste of money. That was like, it's because that's the first thing I think of. But yeah, your hairline jokes, I thought they were pretty funny. Actually, I liked them. Right. When you started talking about, I thought like you could actually call back to your buddy dying and owing you money. It's like it's my hairline is like it's running away from my forehead like it owes its money, kind of thing, right? Just like I don't know if you can squeeze something that way.
Okay, that would be good. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a funny kind of callback when you're going through or something that way. But yeah.
And I had one more. Okay, and I don't even know if this is cruel, but I'm just going to try it out. I want to see. It's like okay. So this is. I want to add this to my mother being old jokes. And said, my mother's so old she didn't have a womb. She had a basement storage.
Yeah.
And my mother's so old she needed WD-40 to get me out.
yeah, to leave it up. Yeah. That would be a line actually. I like that. It gets a lot of thought in my mind. Yeah. Good.
So old they gotta remove the asbestos.
Yeah, so old that when she birthed you, she creaked. So anyways.
and then she belted out, that sounds like it's gonna be expensive.
I like that grunge stuff you're talking about there because I started thinking about the food stuff when you're bringing up Ryan. It's kind of funny because it's you could pretty much take a grunge song and just pretty much sing a Yelp review for the food at some place in Seattle, some shitty review. How sad it is, right? One thing I liked, I just took kind of run on it myself with that Seattle stuff since my family's from Seattle. But like one thing you're talking about, like the food shit there coming when you're coming from Texas and everything, which not a lot of good places to eat. There's interesting things, but not a lot. But one thing I wrote down was one piece of advice I'd tell people who wanted to move to Seattle is learn how to cook because the food sucks. Yeah. Anyways, your crackhead parents thing, I always like that bit. It's pretty funny. I think it still needs to be worked out some more, but because you're kind of wordy.
I can see that really killing on stage, though. I saw you had the behind the mic stand. Where am I?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you could cut it down a bit more. Like when you talk about your crackheads are really good parents. They're real strong parents. Like my dad used to throw me up to the moon. When it kind of you can shorten it to get to the point of it. I think with that one if you wanted to, but
okay.
It depends. No, it depends on your style, right? I'm not just the one way I took it in my mind, right?
Okay.
I wrote something down here and I can't read it. Yeah, I can't read what I wrote there, but it's grieving. That's I started writing the grieving stuff down when you ended and just ended. So yeah, no, it's really good stuff. I think you got a lot of good stuff. How long are you doing tomorrow?
Well, my show's on. Actually, it's on Saturday. It
Oh, nice.
is. Yes.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Do that. We'll give us some things that. Yeah, I got a show myself, so
Huh?
I got a show tomorrow myself. So
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
yeah, it's interesting when you try and work out stuff this way because you like I was doing it so long without comedy. Now that I'm able to do comedy, that I was just doing it for fun, not working anything out, not really trying to get things ready for stage. And now, like I've been trying to get ready things for stage and doing things, all the jokes combined. So you've been at it for a little while. So has it been helping you, the workshop for your stage?
It has been. It's always exciting to have this venue because I don't have to physically worry about like going somewhere and waiting until like late at night to be finally put up on stage. By then you're tired and you're trying to remember your jokes and things like that. So I like this. Cool, it's easy. And it's not physically stressful. I can just, do it right here. And it gives me the same stuff I would have gotten going to a live venue. So it's really cool.
Yeah. I've been finding the same thing. Yesterday I did a show on Friday and I did an open mic yesterday. And I was so nervous both times, but I didn't feel very out of place on stage. I was just nervous to get on stage. It was weird, but yeah,
right.
It was a lot of fun. So yeah,
right.
I did 2 in November, and other than that, not since March 2020.
Oh.
Yeah, like this really helped, especially like when everything was shut down. I did a bunch of Zoom shows and stuff like that. I know a lot of my comedian friends don't like doing that because they're like, man, I want to get on front of a stage. I'm like, well, look, a stage is a stage. Look, with virtual or not, you're still allowing yourself to be in front of an audience,
Yeah. Oh, here's a line from our Facebook user. Crackheads are good parents because they need you for excuse that they will always be on time. Yeah. He also had another joke here too. Was for the Oprah stuff. Turns out she gives out cars, but built like a Buick at any weight. I guess Oprah sticking in my stuff. Yeah. I find that with the Zoom shows too. I actually feel kind of better. I've been mainly just doing this, not many Zoom shows, but it's been helpful for me to.
Yeah, I mean, the virtual shows in general, I think it will probably always be something out there, because again, even though they've been opening, I got my vaccine about a month and a half ago, and a lot of people have been coming back. Like we're seeing almost at pre-COVID setups, pre-COVID crowd capacities. So yeah.
I think my show is sold out for tomorrow, so that should be fun. So
nice. And you're where in Canada?
I'm near Vancouver, Canada. So
okay, gotcha. Okay.
Ontario is still pretty locked down. I've heard of a couple patio shows happening, but it's like 10 max in the audience.
Wow.
By the end of the summer, though, if our numbers stay good, then yeah.
Yeah, they're opening everything up here on the 30th.
Yeah.
So we're late because everybody else has opened up, 2-3 months ago. Like we're late to the party and trying to,
Yeah.
A lot of the U.S. governors didn't seem to give a fuck. They're like, let's just get it open.
At all.
Yeah, we were locked down pretty good for the second one because we had a lot of I guess people coming back from India with the variants that caused a lot of problems here. So the variant, so we got stuck locked down again, right?
Okay.
Here's this guy from Texas. He says, "Y'all come to Texas."
Right. Yeah, they opened everything up like in March.
Do they have hunting grounds down there?
No, I'm sorry. It was a couple of months ago. I think it was March. Yeah. Huh?
We made a joke about hunting grounds. They have hunting grounds down there in Texas, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it opened up though. Like here we got 50 people inside now, starting last Wednesday or something like that. So
okay.
So here's your firearms license there. Yeah. We have to get licenses here, Izzy, for our guns. To own a gun, you have to have a license for it.
Which is good. In Texas, they just said, like, you don't need no license. You can just pack it in however you want, which is crazy to me. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that hard here. Ryan was not to go into too much. I can tell you another time, but yeah, it's actually quite simple to get a gun license here. But they just keep a tabs on you what you do, and if you do something illegal, then they take your guns away. That's really what it
Right.
is. You just got to tote the line, be a proper person. So yeah,
Never did.
not that hard, but yeah.
I've been called obnoxiously law-abiding.
Can I tell you a story about guns and stuff? So like when my grandparents died, they came from Montana, so lots of guns, right? Like, and my dad didn't want them, so I came down to Seattle and picked them up, and I took. There's only 3 guns, or 2 of them didn't work. Anyways, I came back and I made sure that I didn't bring bullets with me because you can't bring bullets and guns at the same time. So I came across. I remember getting pulled over by the this young kid at the border, and he was all excited, thought he caught like this big, this criminal. And he made us sit there for like half an hour, went through our car, and just comes back and had all the right paperwork. He goes, "Well, I guess you did everything right, so you can go." But yeah, that was my gun transportation over the border. Just properly. Yeah. Okay, so listen, I'm pretty tired, so let's get to the end of this. Hey Ryan, where can we find you next to the wall? Social media, what do you got?
My Instagram page is Maximum Butter, no space. There's a Facebook group or a Facebook page for Mountain Comedy Night, which is was a monthly room I did on Hamilton Mountain. Hopefully, it's coming back up soon. And yeah, our city's kind of divided by an escarpment. There's like down the mountain and up the mountain. And I have very little competition up on the mountain right now, so I'm trying to assert dominance early.
Yeah, cool. Izzy, where can we find you apart from
Yeah. Well, I have, as I was mentioning earlier, I have my show. If you are in the Seattle area, it's at the Rainier Arts Center. It is this Saturday. You can come on out. If you're in the Seattle area, of course, check out my Instagram, and you can see other shows that are coming up. I'm actually going to post as we speak, so I can make sure people are aware and all of that.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. This Facebook user here is asking, how do I get on one of these? And it's pretty simple, actually. If you're part of the group, the workshop, the comedy workshop, I'm sure you're on that to see it. I'm not sure if you're watching. You're probably watching from that area. Just when they post shows and saying, we have spots open, just reply and say, I'd like to be on a show. And you get priority if you've never been on before. And we try to rotate through people so we get different people all the time and whatnot. So it's shitty for the host to have to go every week and have to come up with new stuff, but it's okay. It's fun. But yeah, but that's how you get on this show if you're interested, right? Yeah. So my name is Keller Reeves. You can find me on all social media, Keller J Reeves. I'm everything, but I haven't been on social media. That's the truth. I will reply to things. I go on there once every like 2 days, 3 days. But yeah, it's a lot of fun doing this workshop. So if you want to do this, you want to jump in. It's a lot of fun. Anybody watching, this is great. I always have a great time doing it. I want to thank the 2 comedians with me, Ryan and Izzy, for being on here. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. We're done. So I'm on a show tomorrow night. No big deal. Yeah, King's Head Comedy. You'll see on my Facebook page.
Oh, anyway, can I just throw in that I book Toronto comics for my show? So just you can add me and message me, and I'll get a carload of you.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Okay. Anyways, let's all wave goodbye and let's say salutations. See you later, everybody.